Hey guys, it's Marc and Liam from Warhammer Online, and today we're looking at Warhammer Underworlds Nightvault. So we're going to start with a quick unboxing and have a look at the contents, and then we're going to have a look at the changes from Shadespire.
Let's get stuck in.
So let's get it open, and
if we can get it open.
It's a very snug fit. First of all, we have a pack with all the rules in it. That has, I'll have a look at that. Instructions on building the models. They're all push fit models.
That's what I like to see.
So we've got the rulebook, learn to play guide, and the instructions with that. So we'll come back to those later. Next bit is the boards. So Nightvault uses, like Shadespire, boards for each player, which sets out the terrain for each game. From there we have the new models.
Oh, it's got that smell, that new model smell. Love it.
So they've taken inspiration from Soul Wars. So we've got the Stormcast and some ghouls, and after that we have the decks for each warband, and they are preset, and you can use them straight out of the box as I learn to play, and then start making some changes.
Yeah.
Extra cards and dice. Now these have changed since the last one. We've now got magic dice to use, which is a new addition for Nightvault. And after that, sample chapter from the new novel.
Gives you a load of stuff to get stuck into this game.
Straight away. Some bags for bagging up all your decks and bits and pieces. And of course,
this is all the stuff you can get.
Expanding from Shadespire into Age of Sigmar. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the sprues, and to start off with, we're going to have a look at the Thorns of the Briar Queen. We have here 7 ghouls, one of which is the Briar Queen, and you can see the detail on.
They've all got all their torture methods of how they've died, really, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got like hooks and chains on their cloaks. A variety of weapons. They've got swords, axes.
Just generally got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Some keys on one of them.
Yeah, that's a very distinct one. It's like a jailer.
Yeah.
He's got the weird little grit over his head, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You can see it here being shown.
Yeah, and there's scenic bases as well, so there's noose on one of them, and bits of plant life, some chains.
The thing I like about this most is the fawns, like a whip fawn thing.
It's coming out from the arm.
It's so detailed. I'd hate to paint it, 'cause it looks so fragile.
But they are a joy to paint with that much detail. You can really go to town on them. Okay, so next up we'll have a look at the sprue for the Stormsire Cursebreakers, which is the Stormcast Eternal. With this one, we've only 3 miniatures on this one, but they are much bigger.
Much bigger.
So we've got some interesting weapons, a bit of a change from the last 2 warbands they did. So there's
very spiky mace stuff thing.
Yeah. Maces on the other 2.
And sword on one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got a sheathed sword there. Plumes on the helmets.
Oh, I've got to love those plumes. Everyone loves plumes.
Yeah, and again, scenic bases, which is a common occurrence now with all the Shadespire.
It's the one thing about Shadespire I absolutely adore. It's the detail in the bases as well.
Yeah, I wish I'd do more of these.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look at the boards and other contents of the box next, and we'll start off with the boards that the starter set comes with. So it comes with 2 boards, which is what needed for 2 players. Let's have a look at the artwork. So I believe we've got a throne here.
It looks like the throne room, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe they're bringing out scenery that you can put, 3D terrain that you can put on top to make it a bit more cinematic.
Yeah.
So we'll just flip that one over. They're both double-sided.
Oh, I love me some double-sided boards.
So it changes the game up quite a lot each time, which is good. And
I'm not quite sure what this room is.
not sure. I can't really tell from there.
Kind of like you've got the grit in here. It's kind of like a jail cell, really. So I've noticed the keyholes there as well.
Yes. Oh yes, I didn't notice that before. Okay, so have a look at the second board, and
Very magical.
very magical.
Very.
Flaming skulls, lightning on the other side. And if we flip it over,
You got these
pyramids, which
prisms and stuff that trap the damned souls of everybody's or evil souls in not Shadespire. I'll get mixed up between games now. There's
well, Nightvault, which is
Nightvault.
part of Shadespire.
An expansion.
So yes, those are the boards. Okay, so next bit is we're going to look at the tokens that come with the game to help play. And as with Shadespire, we have glory tokens, which is your points scoring through the game. Some guard tokens, movement to signify actions, objective markers, and this is an interesting one, it's a new one. So abilities can now scatter, which I believe is for the magic that can be used.
Scatter?
Yeah, so you can scatter spells.
That's just crazy. You just put it down and then it just goes everywhere.
Potentially. I need to read up on the rules, but there is the ability for them to scatter now.
Oh my.
So the next, there's 2 more of those, and they've got more of the same activation tokens and objective markers again. So that's the tokens for playing. We'll have a look at the cards that come in the decks to start with. One of the Briar Queen's minions. So cards show all their stats, wounds, movement, attacks they can make, and the warband symbol. So each fighter can inspire through the game, and each have a different way of inspiring, which makes them a bit stronger. So for the Stormcast, it's when they cast a spell, and for the ghouls, it's whenever they end their movement next to an enemy. So it encourages them to get close and personal with their opponents. We also have the cards that you play through the game. So these are Gambit cards.
Okay.
2 spells here, and it's got the spell cost, which is what you roll the new dice for. So they've got different symbols, different spells need different symbols. So that's you roll those when you play. And interestingly, the Stormcast have a spell as one of their actions.
Okay.
Which helps them inspire quickly.
So they just keep on like casting this spell, get better.
Yep. And they've got their attacks, but they can also do spells. And when they inspire, they flip, so they go gold.
Ooh.
And some of their abilities change. Their attacks get a bit stronger. Also worth noting that this symbol here on the card, it means they can cast spells. So the 2 spells that we have out, one of them's the Gambit Spell and requires 2 lightning bolts to cast. And if this spell is cast, you can choose 2 friendly fighters and remove up to 2 wound tokens from their cards. So that's a healing spell. So that's nice. Quite a good one to use once you've taken a few wounds on several fighters. So when you want to cast a spell, the Gather the Storm card would allow you to have an automatic success before you try to cast. So the lightning bolts on the dice has a 50-50 chance. There's 3 symbols like that. So it just gives you a better chance of casting. Especially with the Vital Surge, you need 2. So that's 1 less you need to get to cast. So this has just been a quick unboxing to get everything out, have a look, and get everything ready to have a game later in the week. So we're going to have a look through the Learn to Play guide and just see what's new. The main thing I can see is the magic.
Just the magic.
Yeah.
That's all the magic you need.
So it just adds a new dimension to the game. It's still an action to
doesn't change
use magic
drastically.
So the old warbands, which are compatible, don't lose out, but they don't gain the new spells. I don't know if they'll be added later, maybe. But that's at the moment. That's the way it's looking. So to begin with, we've got an introduction, what you get in the set, everything for 2 players, Some lovely artwork or pictures of the models which they've painted.
Gotta love the gold boys and girls.
So you got all the tokens, dice symbols. So the game's split into 2 phases, the action phase and the end phase.
Yep.
So action phase is alternate activations. So you've got 4 activations each round. And it's a you go, I go system. And within that you've got attack actions and movement actions.
Yeah.
Are the main ones. And then it gets into combat. So you can use actions to attack with each card has a different attack that they can do, and with the spells now.
Yeah.
Or you can play cards from your deck until each fighter is out of action or you complete the round. So that's the Learn to Play guide, just a quick guide. It shows you how to set up the battlefield as well.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea. So this has just been a quick unboxing so we can get the models out and hopefully start playing soon. We'll get them built, and I might be persuaded to start painting them if Phil will let me.
Sooner the better.
Hopefully. So,
can't wait to get stuck in.
Thank you for tuning in. This is Mark and Liam with Warhammer Online.
Bye.